Thank you so much for joining me today for this restorative and relaxing yoga practice with a group from Breastfriends in Tigard, Oregon. Their website is linked in the description box below. So if you or anyone you know might benefit from their support, I highly encourage you to reach out. They're just a marvelously wonderful group of people who do a lot of good work in the community as well. So today we're going to practice on the ground on our yoga mats. If that's not comfortable for you, you can always sit in a chair and just do what you are able to do. Honoring your authentic self, saying no when a no wants to be said, like, I don't want to get down on the ground, is a really wonderful way to reconnect to your authentic self. So let's just go ahead and settle in with a few cleansing breaths. Let's inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, just open up your mouth and exhale with a nice, big, audible sigh. And then come back to just a couple natural breaths. And if you feel safe and comfortable to soften your gaze or close your eyes, even better. And then maybe take another one of those cleansing breaths. And this time as you inhale the breath like it's a cold drink of water on a hot summer day. And as you exhale, let that exhale drop like a weight that you have been carrying that you are relieved to put down. So inhale, welcome the breath. And exhale, just let it go. And then maybe a couple natural breaths again. And then if you like, one more big cleansing breath. And then let's just get a little bit of movement here. So sitting on the ground in whatever seat or on your chair, cross legs, straight legs, sitting on your heels, whatever works best for you. We're just going to begin to make some little circles with the body. So you might keep your spine nice and tall here. Think a little coffee stir, stirring the cream or sugar into your coffee. So nice and straight and tall. And then let's just reverse those circles. And as you move here, just notice what you feel in your hips, across the bottoms of your body where you're supported, your feet, your sit bones. And as you move here, relax your jaw and the skin of your forehead. And then we'll come back to a nice tall spine. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, look up towards the sky, let your throat be open and your shoulders soften down. And as you exhale, look down towards the ground, keeping your spine long, but just letting the head hang heavy. And just moving through the neck right now, inhale to look up, just as far as your neck wants to go. And exhale to look down. And then getting your shoulders involved if that feels good. Next time you inhale and look up, you might draw your shoulder blades towards one another. And as you exhale and look down, you might begin to draw the belly button back, round the spine, and draw the shoulder blades away from one another. And then just continue to move here. Let the movement take the whole length of the inhale and the whole length of the exhale. And then we're going to do those circles once again, but this time we're going to bring in a little bit of this inhale into cow pose, exhale into cat pose. So as you inhale into cow, come forward. As you exhale, circle to one side, back towards cat. And then inhale up the opposite direction towards cow once again. And just getting your head, your neck, your shoulders, your spine, your ribs, your hips as involved as feels good to you. Letting the movement take the whole length of the breath. And keeping your chin, your jaw, the muscles around your eyes nice and soft as you move. And then when it makes sense for you, we'll go ahead and reverse those circles. And just listening to your own breath, the sounds your neck and spine might be making, feeling those sensations, just getting comfortable with the sensations of your body, whether they are comfortable or discomfort, tension, pain, spaciousness, whatever you notice. And then when you feel even in both directions here, use your next inhale to come back up to that nice tall spine, and we'll just roll the shoulders up and down and back a few times. And the next time you exhale, draw them back and down. Let your heart lift. Rest your hands to your lap. And just notice what you notice for a moment. Notice the rebound effect of your practice so far. Notice any increase in aliveness or vitality you might feel or not. No wrong answer in yoga. And then if you're sitting cross-legged like I am, we're just going to switch the cross of our legs here. And we're going to practice a little Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breath. There's lots of ways to practice alternate nostril breathing. If you're interested in other ways, you can always search for that on YouTube. Lots of other teachers teach it. The way I like to teach is I anchor my index finger right here between my brow at the third eye chakra. It's a place of light and intuition and clarity. And it's also where our master gland, the pituitary gland, lives right behind here. So then we're going to let that anchor here and then bring the thumb, and this is with the right hand if you're able. If not, just do the opposite thing with the left hand. And if you can't use either hand, just imagine the sensation. Just visualize it. So index finger right here, thumb outside the right nostril. We'll inhale in through the left nostril. Close the left nostril with your middle finger or your fourth finger. Open up the right nostril and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril with your thumb. Open up the left and exhale. That is one round here. Again, inhale left, close left, open right and exhale. Inhale right, close right, open left and exhale. We're just going to practice this for about a minute and a half, just coming towards the front to ignore. Continue at your own timing. Let your breath be full and complete on the inhale as well as on the exhale. Continue to keep that index finger anchored right here at the place of your master gland, your neocortex, place of inner knowing and inner wisdom. And again, relax your shoulders as much as you're able to here. Relax the skin around your eyes. And just continue at your own pace. Just another 2 or 3 rounds of breath here. The last time you exhale out the left nostril is the last time. Go ahead and lower your hands back to your lap and just resume your natural breath. Once you're complete, just notice any opportunity for presence, and peace, or calm that you created for yourself by that deep, concentrated breath. And then let's go ahead and get a little bit more movement. So when you're ready, let's sweep those arms out and up with an inhale. Bring your palms up and overhead. As you exhale, bring that right hand down towards the right and reach the left arm over, any mount. And then we'll inhale back up to center and exhale, little side bend over towards the left. We'll just kind of continue here, cartwheeling the arms, moving from side to side. As you reach to the right, make sure you keep that left knee anchored down. As you reach to the left, right knee stays anchored down. We're opening up the side bodies here. Let's just go one more time to each side. And then we'll inhale back up to center, bring your palms together, and exhale to draw them right down to meet your heart. And maybe just setting an intention for yourself today, for your practice, to just find peace within yourself, to find restoration and relaxation, to give yourself permission maybe to take this time to feed your soul, your body, and your mind. And then let's unwind those legs. Release your hands down outside of your hips. I'm sitting up on a blanket, but I'm going to move that aside here. We're just going to bring those feet out a little bit wider than hip width, knees pointing up to the sky. Palms or fingertips can be resting on the ground behind you. And we're just going to rock those knees from side to side. Just get a little bit of movement now in the lower body, especially since we've been sitting for a bit. You could take the knees down as far as it feels good to you. Maybe keep them rather high. And then we're going to send the left leg out to the left. We're going to bend this right knee and bring the inside of the bottom of the sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Anywhere it makes sense for you here to do that. We'll sit up nice and tall, and we're going to kind of rotate our hearts so they're in line with the right knee. And then bring that left hand to rest on top of your left leg, thigh, knee, shin, wherever you like. You might take this right hand here to your right hip. Maybe take an opportunity to give this little side body over here a nice massage. You might notice some tightness in the hip, the upper glutes, wherever. You could stay right here, just giving yourself a little massage, opening up your heart, nice long spine. Or you could inhale to reach the right arm up to the sky, get a little longer, lengthen through the neck. And then exhale to tiptoe your left fingers down your leg any amount and tilt over so that you're reaching your right fingers over your left foot. And we'll just breathe here, maybe in stillness, maybe finding a little movement rocking a little bit forward so you're looking at the ground, rocking a little bit back so you're looking at the sky, and just kind of playing around in here, noticing where in your right side body you feel sensation, keeping that right knee anchored. And then when you're ready to take your next inhale, use that to come all the way back up. Exhale, release that right hand down. And then we're going to inhale to lift the left arm up towards the sky and tilt over that right hand towards the right hip. You might stay here on the ground. You might press into your right hand and lift your hips up off the ground, reaching with a nice long line from those left fingers to your left toes. And again, option here to stay in stillness, to breathe your breath and just expand and soften with it, or to find that little gentle movement, rocking down towards the ground and up towards the sky. Just a couple more breaths here on this side. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale to lower everything back down. Take a moment here to just notice what's happening in your body now. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll extend the right leg out towards the right. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Sit up nice and tall. Kind of tuck your chin back, almost as if someone's trying to kiss you and you really don't want to kiss them. Ooh, just tuck that chin back. And then we'll rotate the heart so that it's in line with that left knee now. And maybe bring those right fingers to the top of the right leg, left fingers to the left hip. Maybe take just a breath or two here to massage out any tension that you might notice in this left hip. And then if you like, you can inhale to reach the left fingers up to the sky and exhale to tilt towards the right any amount, drawing that left knee down, reaching the left fingers long, breathing your breath here in stillness or finding that gentle rocking motion. Rocking forward and back in any posture calms the nervous system. So there's no right or wrong way to do this stillness or movement. Honor your authentic self and give your body what you need. Use that next inhale to come back up to a tall spine. Exhale to release the left hand down. Inhale as you reach that right arm up, maybe keeping your hips here on the ground. Maybe pressing them up towards the sky. And again, exploring a breath or two in stillness, and then maybe a breath or two in movement. One more inhale wherever you are. And then let's exhale to release the hips back down to the ground. We're going to bend that right knee and just bring the soles of the feet together. And the heels could be really close to the groin or really far away, anywhere in between. Again, your body, your anatomy is going to be different than mine. There will be things I can't do that you can, and vice versa. And that's just life. That's just life. And we're just going to hold on to the toes or the ankles, maybe the shins, and just flap those wings of the butterfly up and down, opening up those hips. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift the knees back up to the sky, and we're going to come around onto our hands and knees here. Bring your hands right under your shoulders. And we're going to find those cat and cow movements again here. So as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly and look forward. As we exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, bring the crown of the head to drip down towards the ground. And then just continue moving with your breath at the pace that feels right in your body. And the next time you exhale into cat, round your spine and draw your sit bones back towards your heels any amount. And then let's inhale back to table. Exhale, cow pose. Inhale back to tabletop. And then again, exhale, round through cat all the way back towards your heels. Maybe your hips touch, maybe they don't. That's not the point here. We're just wanting to elongate the spine. We'll come back to our table for an inhale. Exhale into cow. Inhale back to table. And then exhale back towards child's pose, Savasana. One more time here. Let's inhale back to table. Exhale into cow. This time, let's tuck our toes under. Inhale back to table. Exhale, hips towards those lifted heels into extended child's pose. And here you might want to walk your hands forward a little bit. You can let your head hover over the ground, or maybe you bring your forehead down to the mat here. Kind of draw your shoulder blades down the back body, open up across your armpits. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle from side to side and just visualize all that wonderful space that you're creating in your spine. Again, tuck that chin like you're going to get an unwanted kiss. Just draw the neck nice and long. Couple more breaths right here. And then when you are ready, we're going to walk the hands back just a little bit. We're going to lift up into a downward facing dog. So pressing into your hands, draw your seat back, and then inhale, we're going to pick up those knees and lift the hips up towards the sky. You can walk your hands as far forward as you like or as close to your feet as you like. We're just going to bend the right knee and press the left heel down to the ground. And then bend the left knee and press the right heel down to the ground. And then just continue to walk your dog out from side to side, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Let your head be heavy, again, tractioning some length into that spine. Breathing your nice deep breaths. You might take another cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. And then we'll walk those feet out as wide as your mat. Bend your knees generously and just walk your hands back towards your feet. We're going to keep those knees bent nice and generously. Let the belly rest on the thighs here. And then you could just let your arms hang like wet noodles, or maybe cradle your elbows in your palms. Tuck the chin generously. Let the head hang heavy. And come into Uttanasana, forward fold. And here you might rock a little from side to side. Maybe forward and back. You might straighten one leg and then the other. Maybe make some little figure eight motions or circles. Always honoring opposite direction if you're doing that. Maybe just hanging heavy and finding stillness. Let's just be here for a few more breaths. Another really calming posture for the nervous system. When our nervous system is calm, we lower cortisol levels, which help us to heal and restore. We also release endorphins that help us heal and restore. One more big breath here. And then release your arms and very slowly press into your feet and roll up one vertebra at a time. Letting your head and arms hang heavy until your spine comes all the way long. And then lift your head up on the top of your shoulders. Release your arms into Tadasana. Walk your feet back under your hips. Rotate your fingers forward. And just come into a standing posture, feeling your feet on the ground, your heart lifted, and your spine nice and long. Feeling into your power here. And then let's bring the hands together at the heart. We'll inhale right here. As you exhale, we're just going to take a little twist to the right, keeping the hips facing forward. Inhale back to center and exhale, twist to the left. And again, we'll just go side to side, moving with your breath, keeping the hips stationary and just moving through the ribs and the waist. And you might keep your hands at your heart here, or you could start extending them open as you twist to each side, bringing them back to your heart at the center. And you could maybe extend your arms out low or at shoulder height or up high towards the sky. Just exploring whatever feels right in your body today. Let's just go twice more to each side. Check in with your jaw and the muscles around your eyes. See if you can soften there. The next time to the left is the last time. We'll come back to center with hands at heart. And then when you're ready, we'll release the hands, come back into Tadasana. Inhale once again to reach your arms up overhead as much as your shoulders like. As you exhale, turn your palms out and down. Let your arms float down. Bend those knees generously again. We'll bring the hands to the mat, to the shin, or to the thighs. Inhale and find a halfway lift here. Straight legs without locking the knees. Straight spine. Draw the shoulders back. Draw the elbows back. Tuck that chin once again. Just a couple breaths here. Stretching out those hamstrings, the backs of the knees, finding length in the spine, softening across the face. One more inhale here. And then let's exhale, plant the hands, step one knee and then the other back. We'll come back into our table just long enough to rotate those feet out from one side or the other, and we'll come down on our backs. So start off centering yourself on your mat here. You can come down any way you like. I always like to kind of roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time once again. And then when you get to your back, just lift those knees up towards your heart. Rock a little bit from side to side. And as always, you can keep this movement really subtle here. Or you might roll all the way over onto your hip, maybe move your bottom leg around, get some massage on that outer hip and glute. And then maybe do the same sort of thing on the other side, just using your mat and the ground as a little massage tool.
And then we'll go ahead and bring that left foot down to the ground. We're just going to turn that right knee out to the right and bring the right ankle to rest on the top of the left thigh. And here you might stay with that left foot on the ground. You could take another opportunity for some self-massage here. You could press into that right thigh or hip flexor with the heel of your hand or your knuckles or your fingertips. Whatever makes sense to you, whatever feels nice. And if this is not enough sensation for this outer right hip, you could pick up that left foot, hug those knees into your heart, maybe encircle your fingers around the back of the left thigh or the front of the left calf. And if you have that foot lifted or actually you'll have your right foot off the ground, you could find a little movement here in one or both ankles. Maybe making some circles or pointing and flexing or wiggling your toes, whatever feels nice. A couple more breaths over here. And as always, you can find stillness or maybe a little bit of rocking float from side to side. One more inhale wherever you are. We'll exhale to bring both feet back to the ground. And then we'll hug this left knee in, turn it out to the left, bring the ankle to rest on the right thigh. And again, find some opportunity for self-massage. And I see people in my public classes a lot really half-heartedly kind of doing this massage, but do it like you mean it. Do it like you're giving a massage to somebody you love because you do love yourself. Or I hope you do anyway. I love you. I'm glad you're here. So like someone you love, maybe going for a little more sensation by picking up that right foot and releasing your fingers around the shin or the thigh. Finding a little movement in the ankles, the toes, rocking side to side. Just listening to the cues of your body to give yourself what you need there. Like take a cleansing breath anytime you feel like you want to. A couple more regular breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale to release both feet back down to the ground. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat and bring your arms out into a nice wide T shape. You're going to inhale right here. Exhale to bring your knees to the right and look out and beyond your left hand. Inhale, knees and eyes up towards the sky. Exhale, knees to the left. Turn to gaze to your right. And then just slowly continuing to move from side to side. Letting the movement take the full length of the inhale and the full length of the exhale. Moving, breathing, listening to the cues of your body all signal a sense of safety and relaxation for your body and for your nervous system. One more time to each side. The next time your knees are to the left, that's the last time. We'll bring the knees and the nose to point upward. Now here you could just let those knees knock inward and maybe keep your arms out open wide. Or you might extend one leg and then the other and come into Shavasana. And keep your arms nice and wide here, or maybe bring them halfway down towards your hips. Just let all the hoses of your body unheat. Letting the nerves and the veins and the arteries and the lymphatic passageways, the lymph nodes, everything just be open and soft. Softening the muscles of your face, releasing the jaw. And your hands and feet be relaxed. Inviting your belly and your chest to be soft. Just feeling all the support of the ground underneath. Contact on the backs of your hands, your heels, the back of your skull, under your hips, the length of your back. Just let yourself feel held and supported. Just one more minute. Couple more breaths. Breath, inhale through the nose. Nice, big, rich breath. Open up the mouth, let it go. Begin to just wiggle your fingers and toes. If your time allows for you to stay here, just continue to rest in stillness. Otherwise, you can also move some ankles and wrists here, maybe a couple circles in each direction. And then maybe find a nice long whole body stretch. And then bend your knees, bring your feet back to the ground, and gently roll yourself to your favorite side. You can just rest your head to that bottom arm and just touch base once again with your intention to care for yourself today, to create some peace and stillness for yourself. And then taking that sense with you as you press yourself all the way back up to your favorite tall seat. Take your time, be gentle, maybe keeping your eyes closed. And just allowing yourself to check in with the experience of your body, your mind, your heart. And then together, let's inhale, reach those arms out and up. Bring your palms together and exhale to draw them right down to meet your beautiful hearts. And you might bow your chin towards your chest in respect, in reverence, and in gratitude for yourself, in respect and reverence for those with whom you've shared your practice, and in respect and reverence for everyone else you meet along your way. Namaste.